Thank you, Rob. Um, Hello, everyone. My name is Christian, and thank you for joining today. And so I'll be covering several topics today regarding data management and how you can use click data to sort of transform your data and ensure that it is appropriate for visualization. And so the first topic I'll be covering today is using substring to extract parts of a string. And so, oftentimes when you upload data, you may notice there are multiple attributes, combined into a single cell value. And so the issue here is that you cannot visualize individual attributes if they are imported in that manner. And so if you don't know or don't understand what I'm saying, I do have an example here where we have ABC-123 as a cell value, where we need to extract the term ABC and create a dedicated column for it. And so how do we do that? And so after your data has been imported, what you can do is create a view to access our data transformer, where you can either use a calculated column or an update transformation. The choice is yours. A calculated column would create a new column retaining the original column that you had. The update transformation would replace the existing column that you had with the new contents, depending on your formula. And so, moving on. As we can see here, we created a view from our data source, and we used the substring function to extract the car make of my data. So yes, I am dealing with transactional car sales, in which I have a sales ID column containing the car make, followed by a dash and an auto-generated number associated with that car make sale. And so what I'm looking to do is extract the car make from the sales ID column, so I can create its own dedicated column, which I can then use to interact with on a dashboard, whether I'm looking to filter by car make or categorize my metric columns by the car make. So to do that, we use the substring function. And to sort of talk about the substring function a bit, it does require 3 parameters. The first parameter being the column that we are looking to parse by. And so as you can see there, it is enclosed within square brackets, which is required. So in my case, what I would have is the open square bracket, sales ID, and then close square bracket. The second parameter is the start location. So from which point do I want to start parsing my values from? And so in my particular example, the car make, which I'm looking to extract, starts at the beginning of the each string. And so this applies to all car makes or all possible values that exist in my data. And so since that's the case, my start location would be 0. And then the third parameter is the number of characters that I'm looking to parse by. And so the problem by just using a fixed number here is that, car makes, contain several characters. It can vary depending on the make itself. So if I were to theoretically just use 4 for BMW, yes, that would work, but for other car makes, it would not parse properly. And so what do we need to do here? And so what we need to do is use a function called character index, which returns the index position of a specified character or string, whichever your requirements depend on. And so to talk about the character index function a bit, similar to the substring, it does require 3 parameters. The first one being the search term or the character. In my case, I want to locate where the dashes are, because I will be using that as a reference for my sales ID. So I do use a dash enclosed with apostrophes. The second parameter is the column reference. So similar to the substring function, we pass the sales ID as the second parameter enclosed with square brackets. And the start location, so this indicates where, from what point do I want to start looking for that character or search term. And so in my case, because my character is in the beginning of the string, or my car make is in the beginning of the string followed by that dash, then I could just use 0 to get that index position of that dash. And so in this case, what would happen is that my character index function would return 4. And as a result, having all these parameters together, I can successfully extract the car make from the ID. And so with that, I have a dedicated column that I could use, as I mentioned earlier.